And today we are going to read the book which is called The Tooth Fairy. Look how wonderful it is. What nice pictures inside are waiting for you. It has even this wonderful ribbon and this unicorn. Hi, my name is Cadance. Is going to help us. Okay. Let's open the book. Not the easy thing to do. Just a second. Yes. Yes. Here it is. Here we go. A long time ago in fairyland, a special party was being planned. Today was the fairy queen's birthday, and invitations were sent all day. The littlest fairy cried excitedly, "The fairy queen has invited me!" Now each little fairy had her own job to do, like hanging rose garlands or making her brew. But the littlest fairy had no job of her own, for her fairy wings had only just grown. So she helped the gift fairy carefully make pretty gift bags as a party keepsake. Laughter and singing rang through the night as the party began beneath fairy light. Such dancing and music and feasting galore had never been seen in fairyland before. And when all the fairies prepared to go home, the littlest fairy gave them bags she had sewn. The littlest fairy said, "Won't you stay?" But each of them faced a hard-working day. The little herb fairy had parsley to grow, while the flower fairy had poppies to sow. The woodland fairy had leaves to pile. The children's fairy had to make children smile. Said the littlest fairy when alone with the queen, "I don't have a job and feel very mean. Is there a job that needs to be done, with laughter and joy and plenty of fun?" But just at that moment they heard someone sigh. The poor children's fairy had hidden to cry. The fairy queen sighed as the sad fairy said, "Some children are crying when they go to bed. Although taking care of their teeth as they should, they keep falling out while they're still looking good. They should know that new teeth will replace the lost baby teeth without leaving a space." The littlest fairy had an idea and whispered it quickly into the queen's ear. The queen then announced as loud as she could, "We need a tooth fairy so the children feel good." "And who better," she said, with the flap of a wing, "than the littlest fairy who loves everything?" And so on that magical starry night, the new Tooth Fairy shone happy and bright. "Thank you," she cried, with a courtesying bob. "I'll work really hard at this wonderful job. I'll take the lost tooth when the child is in bed, and leave a nice present there instead." But when the Tooth Fairy was sitting in bed, a worrying thought popped into her head. "Goodness," she gasped, frowning with doubt, "how will I find all the teeth that fall out? They need to be left in one special place, like a box or a hanky or maybe a case." From out of her dream she woke at daybreak, and remembered the gift bags that she'd helped to make. "A gift bag," she whispered, "is just what we need. It's easy to make and very handy indeed. With a sprinkle of magic and silk from old rags, the happy Tooth Fairy sewed beautiful rags." Among those magical bags that were sewn was the very one that you now own. So always remember that it's special use if for your baby teeth when they wobble loose. Put it under your pillow and go to sleep, and promise you won't look or peep. Then in the middle of the night, the Tooth Fairy will come by fairy light, and because she wrote this special book, she'll know exactly where to look. She'll take your tooth and leave behind a lovely gift for you to find. Thank you for your listening, and give me your thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel. Bye. See you next time.